that, we get an annoying email. Okay,
Right.
hang on a minute. I'm having this issue again. I don't know why, but every time I come on this show, my mouse pad thing just does not work that well. I don't understand what's going on here. The first one's for the Feeney Express. Joe, is this a
What?
catfish
Wait a minute.
email?
What?
From the Feeney
No,
Express. The subject
this guy's emailed before, been suspended before. I believe he's been suspended
you
twice.
keep saying this. You keep saying this guy. Is it you? Is it your dad? Why is he calling himself the Feeney Express?
I don't know.
Okay, the subject is Plumber Mox. Hey guys, Feeney Express pulling in for a stop. My question is for all you guys, including the Fiendster. Have you guys ever been involved in an incident like the one on Dynamite? I'm just reading it as it is. Let's wait till the end. Let's wait till the end. The Fiendster, yeah. Like the one on Dynamite where a wrestler was knocked out and couldn't kick out, and the ref completely buried the whole match by not counting 3. I know you've probably been involved in unplanned title changes. Can you tell us any times you were involved or were in the building when it happened? P.S. Larry Dallas is dumber than he looks, which he looks like a 35-year-old playing a frat boy. If he thinks announcing for AAA is bigger than even a Spanish announcer for the Raiders. NFL is the biggest sport in the country. Shout out Harry Ruiz. Larry said Harry got 15 minutes of fame. Larry, he has a way bigger position than you. He works for an NFL team, but go on. You continue on your evolution to become the new Kevin Gill. Feeney Express out. Choo choo.
Okay. So this is for Fiendster, which sounds a lot like the other dumb name, the Chadster. And this is for the choo choo at the end. And he should be suspended.
Let's suspend him. First of all, it's never happened where somebody got knocked out. I've never been involved in that. And we never had that at WCW where a guy got knocked out cold and they just like kept going. Bro, this has happened multiple times at AEW. Like their concussion protocol is non-existent. I'll give you 3 examples. The 6-man tag where the guy got knocked out. No, I'm Joe. I'll get to that. The 6-man tag where the guy was knocked out in the middle of the ring and they were like literally trying to drag him out of the way, and everybody, the Young Bucks and everybody was in there still doing their crazy spots and everything. But when this guy was like out like a light, motionless in the middle of the ring. The second one is Matt Hardy. And then this one with Kenny with Moxley, and it's like and bro, I'm just telling you, at some point from experience, whoever is on the earphones at the go position, I don't know if that's Tony doing that or whatever. Just he can't comprehend what's going on, bro. You need to communicate with the referee. Hey, is he okay? You know, like there was no communication. It was very clear that these guys were having concussion issues, and like they let the match go on. Bro, it's kind of weird too. That and that's fine, okay? Because I'm on the fence with the concussion issues. Because like I think in professional wrestling sports, everything, it's part of the bargain. You know, if you're playing these sports, based on how physical and violent it is, you are the potential risk of concussions there, but you're accepting the risk, okay? Now, a guy like Chris Nowinski is like constantly trying to we need to ban this, because of CTE. All right. Now, what's his name? Who was the football player that committed the San Diego Chargers?
Andre Waters,
the famous.
No, Junior Seau.
But who was that? Junior Seau. Okay?
Junior Seau.
And he had Junior Seau, and he had CTE. Okay. And it's like, oh my God, that's a big red flag for the danger of CTE. But bro, sports have been going on forever. How many other athletes have committed because of CTE? I can't really even. I mean, you really have to jog your memory to try to feel like does this happen often? Because like a lot of the what do you want to call it? The symptoms of CTE or like the effects. It seems like they're kind of on the extreme end. Like if the guy commits, but maybe people just, they get slower. They have maybe they have headaches. They're just not clear. But it doesn't seem like a lot of people that played football and did wrestling are complaining in their later years that they're having issues and stuff, everything with their head, and they may have CTE, right? That being said, it's like, maybe like we know the wrestlers and football players, they know the risk, which brings me to my point. it's kind of interesting now how in the NFL, and maybe because these guys are getting paid so much money, remember it was automatically 2 weeks if you get a concussion, Conan? These guys, they're letting these guys come back a week later now. Because maybe it's like, okay, you got your bell rung. Maybe getting your bell rung isn't as bad as getting knocked out. So, but however, I thought it was fascinating. If you saw this, we'll talk about it in sports. But I'll just bring this up. Bro, Justin Fields got knocked silly. He was staggering around. See, DJ Moore literally went over to him to like hold him up, and they walked him to the sidelines. They were going, great. I got Justin Fields in my fantasy team. He stunk anyway, but now I have an excuse. He's got to take out for concussion. Bro, he came back in the game and scored a touchdown and threw a touchdown pass. And I'm like, what? Like, why is not everybody talking about this? And it really didn't really go viral but not a lot of people talked about it as much as you would think. And I'm just wondering if there's kind of like a thing these days, and maybe it's just going back to the with the CTE stuff that Chris Nowinski kind of made a big stink. It brought awareness, and because of the way it is on social media, like all the the mob got a hold of it, like, oh my God, concussions, and then all of a sudden it's like I don't think people really care about it that much anymore because it doesn't seem like they do.
Tapered off, yeah.
Do you notice that, Conan?
No. But I just think that concussions are very, very dangerous because your brain's being rattled, it's being bruised, and we've seen what CT can do. You brought up Junior Seau. I mean, he was raised here in San Diego in Oceanside, where there's a humongous Samoan community. He was loved on the Chargers. He'd always be pumping his fist. He was very charismatic, bro. And he ended up in the chest, and he was. One time he crashed.
Yeah, but you're making my point. You're making my point for me now.
No. You had asked me originally. Had I heard about this? And I was like, no, I really haven't. And wrestling.
Yeah. But you're talking about one case. My thing is like, there's probably 100,000 cases of CTE, and we're going to go point at, well, Junior Seau killed himself. I'm like,
well, check it out.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
There's Seau, there's Andre Waters.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Seau, Andre Waters, Aaron Hernandez. Then you have the guy.
Well, Aaron Hernandez.
Seau. Well,
wait,
a lot of people blamed his actions and his on CTE.
With no evidence.
Even
no evidence.
Well, he had CTE
with no evidence. You can't sit there and say the guy people because he played football and he had head injuries. That's absurd. The guy.
No.
That's one of the symptoms, though. The violence.
How is that one of the symptoms? You're talking about a symptom would be something that occurs, more like it's a symptom where you can look like there's a pattern, not one instance. Well, like one guy, that must be CTE. It's like no, really.
Philip Adams.
You want to
Philip
go there?
Adams.
Where's all the other men?
Philip Adams killed 6 people. He was a former linebacker with CTE. There's another one.
Is he? Wait, is he?
Yeah.
Well, where does it say?
Yeah. Say that he had CTE.
I want to get to the factor. That's 2. And then we're talking about probably like 50,000 athletes have had CTE. If we're going back in history, the amount of people that have had CTE.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe like tons of hockey players, tons of
even kids you've never heard, kids you've never heard of that played high school football. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, I honestly don't think that the adverse effects are enough to warrant like a major concern for head trauma down the road of what it's going to do to you because it doesn't seem like people really care about that much.
Here's the thing on
a lot of cases.
Okay, here's the thing on Aaron Hernandez. After his death, they found that he had CTE, so that could have been, because he somebody while he was on trial, he was indicted for 2 more people. He was very violent. Okay. And then there was even something that he might have even been like a cross-dresser or something like that.
Yeah, he was like a closeted or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So he had a lot of problems, and they later found out he did have CTE. Look at Benoit. He probably had CTE,
And how many other wrestlers have their wife and kids?
Okay.
1.
That doesn't mean that the ones that did do it didn't have it.
No. Here's my point. This is where our society completely fails. Is a lot of people just don't understand taking stuff like that and putting it in context of mathematics. Okay, whereas like you're sitting there saying like, well, Junior Shadow Killer says CTE, and then everybody like CTE is bad. How bad is CTE? You could then you're thinking like, okay, well, out of 100,000 cases of CTE, one that's 0.000, like that's a very, very, very small percentage. In context,
right.
there's you can like for example, like with the just to extrapolate this into the gun issue. Okay, like whenever somebody shoots up kids in a school, and we to mass shooting, well, that's like 1/5 out of like 14,000 people that by guns, and like you want to point like that one's the one that matters more than the other 14,000 or whatever people. The math doesn't really add up. That's not the problem. The problem is like people shooting each other. Gunfights. There's a lot of that going on in greater numbers, but we don't really look at that. We look at the small case where it's hits emotionally. A school got killed, and say like that's the problem. It's like, well, that's a very, very small percentage of the problem. A very small percentage of the problem. That's my point I'm trying to make here. Is a percentage of problem that this is.
But whether it's a small problem or a small percentage or a big percentage, it's still a problem, because when you have CTE, that's from repeated blows and concussions to your head, and you end up getting dementia. All right.
Yeah.
So these guys weren't thinking normally. Chris Benoit wasn't thinking normally. Aaron Hernandez wasn't, because a normal person wouldn't go and, you know what I'm saying, or Benoit did. A normal person wouldn't do that.
And I see what I disagree with this though about the important thing. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, because
it's a point for you, but we're not.
It says here CTE has been found in 92% of ex-NFL players, but on DI's point, if there's like 6 guys that have someone out of 92% of players, that's not. I understand what DI means there, but still,
I know it's a small thing.
Yeah,
but nevertheless, it's a very troubling thing that somebody would go to that, even if it was only 6.
Yes.
Okay. Here's my point. You kind of make a point. Would those numbers dissuade you from playing football or persuade you from competing in professional wrestling? There's a risk reward for pursuing these careers, and I think a lot of the people most of the people that play it look around and say like, well, tons of people come out of this okay. It's not really that much of me say, no, I don't want to do this for a living, because I can make a lot of money doing this. If I'm really good at it, I can become famous. I could be on TV and everything. It's a risk that people are willing to take. But like, if we start telling people don't take this risk, bro, 20 years from now, what's going to happen to professional sports and like professional wrestling? If we tell people don't do this, brothers, there's risks involved in a lot of things that you do in your life. Like there's risk involved. Like police officers are assuming tremendous risk. You're risking getting killed because you're going out there trying to find you'll arrest people that are committing crimes.
Well, you're taking a risk driving on the highway.
Right. Exactly. You're taking a risk driving on a highway with people that could be operating a vehicle and they're hammered and they're inebriated and can't there's a lot of risks in life.
You're taking a risk of bearing disco on the Discord. Please don't do that.
Big time.
Do not. You are. That's a high risk. Okay, that's high risk. No, but I'm just saying. I just think it's interesting.
High risk, no reward.
It does not seem like concussions are being taken as seriously as they were 5, 6, 7 years ago. I mean, I can see that.
Yeah, I haven't noticed that, which was the original question.
Yeah.
Right.
So let me say, just because the original question about the guys getting their bell rung during matches and the ref and whatever. In that 6-man match you mentioned, DI, and then in this Moxley match, it was the same referee.
Right. Yeah, right.
Well, maybe this guy needs some training.
But at the end of the day, whether it's a referee or not, the guy that's in his ear who should be telling him, hey, stop the match. Hey, this guy, can he continue? They should be giving him those cues.
Right, because they have a view of everything. You're looking at it on TV and seeing the guy lying down the ring. The ref might not be paying attention to it. That's where you got to buzz the guy, check on so-and-so. He looks like he's knocked out.
Ask him if he's knocked out, and if he is, give us a sign.
Right, but like I said, this is surprising stuff for me and Conan, because this stuff never happened back in I don't. Maybe you've seen it in AAA, Conan. Maybe it's happened a lot, but I've never seen that before. You don't see
I
like
have seen it
when
in
we
AAA,
were.
but I've never seen it.
Right.
Yeah, I have seen it in AAA. One
Right.
was so bad that the guy ended up dying, and it was very sad because he was like a little brother to me. But yeah, I
Right.
have seen it in Mexico at least 4 times.
Next one's from William Molina Jr. and the subject is Jade Cargill to WWE. Hello, K100 crew. Triple H mentioned on Twitter that he expects the dominant Cargill to change the game. Questions. To what extent does such a significant endorsement bolster and impede Jade's prospects upon her WWE debut? Given the magnitude of this endorsement, is she slated for an immediate debut on the main roster, or will she undergo NXT developmental first? I don't know. I'll trust them to know if she's ready or not. You know, like I said, I think she's still green, but she's working with all those people over in AEW that are all from the Indies, and a lot of them have never been through the WWE system. You know, it's different working people in WWE that have been through developmental or been like, you know, they're seasoned. There's, you know, they know what they're doing. In AEW, you can tell, like you said, like, you know, they don't have production meetings. The agents don't know what's going on with match to match with each other. The wrestlers, you know, are doing stuff on their own. And like I'm saying, you know, the one thing I do know, she's going to get a huge push. Because what happened to the other person that they snatched from AEW, Cody Rhodes? Huge push.
Yeah. Yep.
So I think they're just laying the red carpet out for MJF when he's ready to come over there. They're just saying like, look, dude, hey, you want to come over and fight? You want to come over and main event a pay per view for the belt? Like that. That's the type of push that they're giving these people. You know. So what do you think about that, Cody?
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I would send her at NXT, but there's such good workers over there that if she's a fast learner, she seems to be pretty bright. You know, she can be in a match with a Becky Lynch or a Charlotte or a Rhea Ripley who can lead her around and make her look good and say, and you don't have to do too much right now. Just do this, this, and this, and I'll do the rest. So I could see in the main roster, I would send her NXT person. Yeah, there's no way the guy asked if it impedes or push or like that. What do you see? What do you say?
By Triple H giving her such a strong endorsement, could that harm her or help her?
No, zero harm, bro. The boss
why
is
would that
saying
harm her?
you're the goods.
If she shows up and
Maybe
she stinks, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe no, because maybe jealousy with the other wrestlers. Maybe
Yeah.
only he knows. All right.
Okay, next is this is interesting. Suganda Chanko. Is he suspended?
Wasn't he suspended?
Joe?
Wait a minute.
Joe, do you have the list of
He's
suspensions,
back.
by the way? Oh, he's
Yeah,
back.
I take him down week by week.
He
But
just makes it up right now.
Suganda's
He's back.
No. Suganda's
Bro, we had
back,
one
but
from him last
yeah.
week. So how could he be on already?
he wasn't suspended last week.
I
He
don't
was
think I
suspended.
suspended him.
He was
Yeah, I keep
he was
asking because I know
suspended
he's
last week.
Was he suspended last week?
I don't have him on my
I've
list,
been
but
so many people.
I'll review it.
No,
in
you
case,
should.
I need
Joe,
to be
when I
scolded.
suspend these people, when I should suspend these people, you
Yeah.
should send them an email back telling them that they're suspended. Okay, like you
Okay.
should have that. So
right.
so on your email thread, you will have all the people that have suspended sent emails to.
That's
Like you
good.
can look at your sent emails list and you will know which ones have been suspended, right?
Yep.
Okay, so is AEW still a threat? Good day, K100 crew. Cornette has made this point a few times. The WWE were probably worried when they first heard that a billionaire was starting a wrestling promotion, but after seeing it, that fear dissipated because it's just a punch of childish chaos. Now that it's been 4 years and AEW's hit its ceiling, while WWE is in a boom period, can they still be considered a threat or a rival? WWE took Cody and made him a superstar. They're going to make Jade a superstar, and if MJF signs, he'll be this generation's Ric Flair. Is it still possible for AEW to compete with WWE at any level currently? No, it's not. But I'm hearing that they're going to get a considerable raise in their TV rights deal, right? If Tony could use that money to up the production quality on the show, they might be able to compete with them, because on a production level, when you're talking about, you know, video package production, presentation of the characters, like they're like a lot of money ahead of AEW, and it's very visual. Like a lot of the wrestlers come out in shorts and white T-shirts on the show and everything. That's just not gonna. That should not happen in a company that's trying to compete with WWE. You know, and I think they put the money into the production and make the visual product look better, then they might be able to compete. What do you think about that, Conan?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. But right now, as it is, they're not a threat right now. Okay, we'll just look. Next one's from
Jimmy Evans.
Jimmy Evans and somebody's Lance Storm Smug. Hey, Conan and D, I've been watching a lot of the Dark Side of the Ring and can't get past the way Lance Storm reflects on the past. Example, he basically says he wishes he was part of the Body Dons instead of Pritchard. My question is, how was he in person? Was he always about a spot? He even Russo in an episode, but Russo used him in a great way and made him look strong with all those Canadian titles at WCW. How do you guys feel about it? Thanks, and that's Jim Evans from Pennsylvania. I get along with Lance Storm because he's a very polite, well-mannered guy, and he's very intelligent. He just has a completely different outlook on professional wrestling than I do. Like, just completely different, and it's fine. He's more into, like Bret Hart style and stuff. I'm more of character over the showmanship of wrestling and stuff. We would disagree on a lot of stuff, but yeah, it is absurd that he's elected to join in with the Wrestling Observer guys to basically demonize Russo when Russo gave him his best, for television viewership and stuff, everything, his best push he's ever had in his career. And I don't think you'll find anybody that can argue with that. I just look at somebody like that, I'm disappointed in him for acting that way. What do you
So
think?
just real quick, I get along with Lance. Always have. Great guy, very
Right.
dry wit
I
like
have
Dean
too.
Malenko, and
he's very
cool
anal.
with me. But
They used to have. Did they say
here's
when you're in the car with him? Let me finish this real quick.
right.
When you're in the car with him, he always used to have all the dials on the car at 90 degrees. Like they were all pointing at like the whatever the number is, like right at the top and everything. And like Christian would tell me, he would like Cage used to tell me to mess with them. He would like lean over and like turn one of the, like if Lance left the car, he'd come back in, he'd take the dials and like he'd adjust them where they would be. And Lance would get in the car and look at that and have to adjust them and put them all back at 90 degrees. That's how quirky.
It's like OCD. OCD. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, just
ahead,
kind of look at him, bro. The guy's wearing a military haircut, like from the 50s.
Wasn't
for
in
no
this.
reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
No reason whatsoever. Like, I'm kind of a, stickler type of by the book, type of guy. But I like Lance a lot. Now, let me ask you a
Right.
question. So, what was the deal with what I'm sure you've told me before, but I forgot. Why, if he did get a good push from Russo, except for at the end, what is he mad about?
Just didn't like the way he books. His writing. That's it.
Crash
It's like
TV. He wasn't a
all
fan
the
of like the
issues.
Crash TV
No,
style.
all the issues people have with Vince Russo are with the way he wrote television. Because we know, like, we've known this guy for years. Anybody that could like be upset with Vince on a personal level, it's like, well, what is this guy doing to make you upset? He doesn't.
Well, bro, here's the
cuts at you.
problem.
He
Here's
doesn't
the
like.
problem.
It's like he's just like the
But
way he
here's
writes
the-
TV. It's like,
But
okay.
here's the problem with Vince, and you have to admit this. Vince, when he's around us, he's funny. He has a good heart, and he's a good guy.
Bless you.
Sorry. Yeah,
You're good.
cut mute that. Yeah.
Mhm,
So,
mhm.
but here's the thing, bro. When he's online, whether it's shtick or not shtick, he's this loud, boisterous, very sensitive, can dish it out, but he can't take it type of thing. And his image or whatever persona on social media for a lot of people is not a good look, bro. That's the way I see it.
I would 100% agree with that. I would, yeah, I absolutely. Yeah. But like I said, if you know Vince on a personal, in-person level,
he's cool as
there's
yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, right. It's like there's nothing you can be upset for. You'd almost feel bad for being upset with the guy. Like I said, if you actually met him and hung out.
But he doesn't come off right. He doesn't come off like that at all. And he's very defensive and and he likes it. Right. So you know him better than I do.
Yeah, exactly. You're 100%. I agree with all that.